gonna be talking a lot, so making sure to get a drink now. Hi everyone. So I thought this would be a fun video to do. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Just a random Q&A video. I've always wanted to do a Q&A, but you know, people don't ask me questions because I reveal too much about myself. So I just figured, you know, let me go on the internet, find some fun questions to answer and see what I can come up with. So, probably gonna read a lot of questions. Some of them might actually not make it into the final video, but let's see what we have. And I'm reading them off my laptop instead of my phone. Don't ask why. Alright, let's go. What would you name your boat if you had one? God. Already, these are freaking tough. If I had a boat, that'd be cliche and just call it like Excalibur or something like that. Probably, because I'm not creative with my names. What celebrity would you rate as a perfect 10? Alessia Cara. Which fictional character would be the most boring to meet in real life? Probably like Droopy. I feel like Droopy would be really boring to meet. Like, he would just be all like, "Present, sir." I feel like I would have said Eeyore, but you'd feel too bad for him. Like, he wouldn't be boring. Droopy would be legitimately boring. What is the best and worst purchases you've ever made? Best purchase? It's really hard. Best purchase that I've made is probably like concert tickets to see The Weeknd or something like that. So I had to buy those. And then having just recently bought tickets to see Ed Sheeran in September, those would probably be the two bests. Worst purchase? I think I once gave someone $10 for their mixtape, and I proceeded to throw said mixtape in the trash. So that would probably be the worst purchase that I've made. If you had to change your name, what would your new name be, and why would you choose that as your name? Again, I'm not creative, so I would just say like Mark or something. It's just a cool sounding name. And you know, it's already close enough to Matt that, you know, it's probably not that big a deal changing it. What's your biggest screw up in the kitchen? My biggest screw up? I think I once was trying to heat up hot fudge for ice cream and then I kind of nuked it and it went worse than I thought. Yeah, that's probably it. Honestly. What is the craziest thing one of your teachers has done? Alright, so I have a college professor who, we're on a really big street. Our school is located on a huge street, and he pretty much just jaywalked across this big street when there were cops on one side of the street, and then when one of the students said like, "Hey, there were cops right over there," his response was literally just, "Who cares?" He was such a baller. It was really funny. What problem or situation did TV or movies make you think would be common, but when you grew up you found out it wasn't? Really, probably any movie that just deals with social interaction for me. Or like, I feel like a lot of movies that deal with like high school. Because I thought high school was going to be really tough, but it really wasn't, to be honest. Again, this is dependent. A lot of people might struggle with high school, but for me it wasn't really all that tough. What quote or saying do people spout that is complete BS? I feel like a lot of, to be honest, a lot of the, like, can't we all just get along and, like, why can't we be friends kind of things are kind of like that. Because honestly, most people have at least one person in their life they don't like. And I feel like even if you do have no one in your life that you legitimately don't like, you're not going to want to be friends with every single person you meet, to be completely honest. So I feel like, you know, the why can't we be friends, or let's just be friends kind of quotes, are a little bit like, to be completely honest with you. What's something your brain tries to make you do and you have the will yourself not to do it? Like, probably talk to people outside of school. My brain's telling me, yo, you should do it. Like, be social. And then I'm like, oh, watch me not. That, probably. Or, like, you know, if I'm feeling anxious or something, like, my brain would probably say, like, you know, bite your nails or something like that. And then I would just say, no, I'm not going to do it. I hope that's something. What is the dumbest way you've been injured? It's a good question. Generally, haven't really been injured all that much. Does playing so much Super Smash Bros. That I have to wear wrist splints sometimes count? Because that would probably be it. Or just getting, like, really bad hand pain from playing, like, Guitar Hero or something. That would probably be one of the things that gave me a really dumb injury. If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would you ask? When is Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out? What's the most interesting thing you've read or seen this week? Good question. I think it was just that, like, there's gonna be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow or something like that. What's the most useless talent you have? That, probably. Flipping my hair. What would be on the gag reel of your life? Literally, my gag reel would just be me trying to say stuff, but then slipping over my words. Kind of like, you know, in a film when people are trying to say their lines and then they just get tongue-tied. That would be my gag reel. Tell me the 3 best things about you. My hair, my, kindness, my humor? I don't know. Definitely hair would be number 1. Probably, yeah, my hair, kindness, and then humor or something. I don't know. On a scale of 1 to 10, how strict are or were your parents? 4 or 5? Like, they definitely don't want me to just go out and do the dumbest things in the world, but they wouldn't mind if I had a little fun with life. Worst and favorite teacher. So, I'm not gonna mention names. My worst teacher was my 9th and 10th grade math teacher. Did not like her. My best teacher, probably my band teacher in 11th and 12th grade. He was great. What would you pick? Being world-class attractive, a genius, or famous for doing something great? I'm already world-class attractive. Only in my mind. Maybe a genius, honestly. Like, world-class attractive, looks aren't everything, and while it would be cool to be famous for doing something great, I feel like lately I've kind of not wanted to be famous, so, Who are the 3 greatest living musicians? Bruno Mars, Weeknd, Ed Sheeran. Whatever order you want to put them. That's just my personal picks. I know people are going to say, oh, you just listening to the pop music. What the fuck? That's my picks. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? My anxiety. Really bad anxiety. Really bad overthinking. I wish that I wasn't so anxious all the time. I wish I didn't overthink. I wish I wasn't so sensitive sometimes. What was your favorite toy growing up? Good one. Any Power Rangers morpher that I had. Just being able to be all like, it's morphin' time. Yeah, that was cool. 3 celebrities you most admire. Alessia Cara, Weeknd, Ed Sheeran. Sorry, Bruno. Him too. He would be 4th. Name a celebrity you think is lame. Oh, man. Adam Sandler. What accomplishment are you most proud of? The fact that I graduated high school, got through it with good grades, and then I'm in college now. So, that. Which of your friends are you proudest of? Why? Damn, I don't want to say names. I have one in mind. I won't say their name. She's one of my favorite people in the world, but I won't say who she is. I'll let the world figure it out, because that's what life is all about. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been? I haven't really been to any place outside of home, like only a couple places, but Universal, Orlando, is one of my favorite places in the world. Tell me 3 things you remember about kindergarten. My teacher being really funny, being told to color when we behaved poorly, and reading to students that were in the higher grades. There we go. What paper that you've written are you the most proud of? It's not a paper, but just any one of my poems, really. What would you do if you were invisible for a day? Probably just like, I don't know, what would I do if I was invisible for a day? Go around and just see how people would react to me not being somewhere. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? I'm weird and I like vanilla. Yeah. Would you rather live for a week in the past or the future? The future is gonna happen, so let's just let it happen. I guess the past just to relive it, just because I'm a very nostalgic person. What's your most embarrassing childhood memory? I got it. I was at the beach, and I really had to pee, and my mom told me that I could go into the water to pee, just like stand in the water and pee. But I didn't get it. I thought she meant that I could just and pee. So I went to the edge of the water, pulled my pants down, and just started peeing. I looked behind me and she was running at me like laughing, and I was like, wait, what am I doing wrong? So that was great. If you could only eat 3 foods for the rest of your life, what would they be? Chicken tenders, chocolate chip cookies, and pizza. There you go. What's your favorite childhood book? I actually still have it right here. It doesn't have the slip thingy, but it's If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. This was one of my favorites. And actually, second one would also be this book. It's called That Tickles. It's a Disney book that teaches you about the 5 senses. I really like this one a lot. Do you feel like a leader or a follower? Something in between? Try to be both. Who would play you in a movie of your life? I don't know. I feel like for some reason I once looked in the mirror and I was like, wow, I I look like Finn Wolfhard. I don't think I really do. It was just like that one time I just looked really quick and I was like, huh. So if I could pick someone, I would probably pick Finn. What has been your favorite family vacation? The times where I went to Universal. Again, I love that place. Tell the person to your right your favorite thing about them. I like your hat. Do you ever talk to yourself? When and what do you say? I do, but it's kind of just like thinking out loud about things. Like if I'm reading something on my phone, I like to read it out loud to myself. So that. Or just if I have thoughts in my head, I feel like I emote them better if I'm thinking out loud to myself. When you're having a bad day, what do you do to make yourself feel better? Try to like play video games or listen to music to keep my mind off of it. What's your favorite smell in the world? Anything that just makes me feel like I'm, back in the past or something. Like smells that make me feel nostalgic. What's your favorite season? Summer, followed closely by spring. Actually, really, I like all of them. I just like summer best. What's the one food you can never bring yourself to eat? Broccoli. Never. What's your pet peeves? A lot of people I know, not that I know personally, but I have seen quite a few people recently go to the bathroom without washing their hands. Ugh. And also, just another thing, I know some people do this, they like pick at their nails like that, and it'll make like a kind of noise, and it's just, ugh, makes my blood run cold. Do you ever count your steps when you walk? Done it once or twice. When I was a kid, I used to count when I would go upstairs, how many stairs I would go. Actually, it was weird, because when I was a kid, I would not go up the same number of stairs if it was more than my age. So if I was 11, I wouldn't go up all 12 stairs in my house. I would skip a stair. I was weird. Really weird. What's your dream job? Actor? Singer? Performer? Entertainer? Stand-up comedian? I can name a couple. Cake or pie? Cake. Who is the kindest person you know? Again, I don't really want to name names, but I have someone on my mind. Just not gonna say who it is, because leaving things to mystery is the way of life. What's the best part about having siblings? Guess just not feeling like I have no one to talk to about things that I'm interested in. Because, like, even though my brother and I, we, like, bicker and argue, like, always, like brothers do, at least we both like video games, so I have someone to talk to about video games. At least there's that. What is the scariest movie you've ever seen? I saw this weird Nutcracker adaptation. It was the Nutcracker in 3D. Not only is it one of the worst films I've ever seen, but it's unintentionally scary. Or maybe it was intentional. I don't freaking know. I don't watch a lot of scary movies, so... Who's your celebrity crush? Said it a couple times already, Alessia Cara. Though honorable mentions to a couple people, Camila Cabello and Zendaya. I like them a lot too. What trait do you like the most about yourself? It's a really good question. I guess this is the point where I can be a little egotistical. I generally just kind of like that people see me as a nice guy. You know, it feels good to be known for being nice, for being a genuinely good person. It seems like, there's too much hate in this world. And, I'm not trying to be preachy or say, like, can't we all just get along? But it feels like there's so much hate. And, the fact that people kind of see me as, a person they could go to for, like, positivity and stuff like that, it feels good, It feels good for people to actually say, like, oh, you're such a nice guy. Actually, I know this isn't really a trait, but one of my friends once told me that my Instagram posts make their day. That's really cool because, the fact that I can make people happy, I think that's really the trait that I like about myself. Just the fact that people tell me that I make them happy and the fact that my goal is to make people happy. So that would be my favorite trait about myself, the fact that I'm always trying to make people happy. What are you good at? Sleeping. Actually, no, because I have insomnia. Video games. No, because I don't beat enough of them. Melee. No, because I haven't been in a tournament. I'm not good at many things. Poetry? Sure, let's go with that. What fictional character do you wish you could meet? Pidge from Voltron Legendary Defender. I love Pidge. Love, 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 love Pidge. If you could be great at one sport, which would you choose? Esports, because I want to be good at Melee. But if we're talking about, like, physical, actual, like, get up and do something sports, I've always liked baseball, so I would say baseball. Would you rather spend 5 days exploring Disney or New York City? Disney? If you could shop for free at one store, which one would you choose? I don't know, because there's not really much that I want to buy. There's not really much that I'm just like, man, I want that. Cliche answer would be like GameStop or something because I like video games. But at the moment, there's really not one store that I would really want to like go to and just be able to buy things for free. I mean, probably, like a supermarket, so I always can buy food and like be able to nourish myself. But other than that, can't really think of much. Who is your favorite athlete? If we're counting esports players, plop. But if we're not, I like Mike Trout. Mike Trout is probably my favorite. Would you rather be the most popular kid in school or the smartest kid in school? Depends on what defines smartest, as in book smarts or streets, or just like social smarts, or all around. Like if it was all around smarts, definitely smartest kid in school. Like, having friends is cool, so that's why I would say like it could go either way, because popular, I feel like then I would actually be able to be social and I would have friends and it would be cool and all like that. But if I was the smartest, that means that, it wouldn't really matter if I was popular, because I would have the social skills to know how to make friends, so it really wouldn't make a difference. Yeah, I think I would say smartest, honestly. Would you rather be the best player on a horrible team or the worst player on a great team? A team is only as strong as its weakest link. I guess I would take the fall and be the worst player, because then that doesn't necessarily mean I'm bad. Like, being a best player on a horrible team, for me, that kind of is just like, okay, you're good on that team, but 0 times anything is 0. If I'm the worst player on the team, I could still be decent, because a team is only as strong as its weakest link. So, I would say worst player on a great team. What do you like to do on a rainy day? It's not rainy, but it's snowing. Sit inside and play video games like I would do on a sunny day. If someone made a movie of your life, would it be a drama, a comedy, a romantic comedy, an action film, or a science fiction film? Probably a comedy, to be honest. Name a product or service you love so much that you'd happily be that company's spokesperson. Slim Jim. I want to be a Slim Jim spokesperson. Either them or like Lipton, because then I could be a spokesperson for Brisk. Probably that. If you were guaranteed to be successful in a different profession, what would you want to do? Be an entertainer. Right now, as it is, as a writing for film and TV major, I'm behind the curtain. If I was guaranteed to be successful in front of it, or on a stage or something, I would do that. As a child, what did you wish to become when you grew up? I think as a kid, I also wanted to be a singer or an actor. And last but not least, what is your favorite day of the week? It should be obvious that it's Friday, but for me, I'd say Friday because that's the day that after class I get to see all of my friends. Because Monday through Thursday, my schedule is so crazy that I'm at school late at night and then I have to go straight home because I'm a commuter. Whereas on Fridays, I have a morning class and then all day to do whatever the hell I want. So I spend that time getting to see my friends and getting to play Super Smash Bros. With my friends. So I would say, as someone that, bounces off of the happiness of others and is at his best when he's with his friends, I personally enjoy Friday the most because that's the day I get to unwind, relax, hang out with my friends, talk to them, be social, etc., etc. So that's it. That was a lot of questions. But for now, I'm off to watch Voltron because I really need to catch up. Let me know down in the comments if there's anything else you want me to make a video about, make it like a vlog or a Q&A, a reaction video, something or other. Just post down in the comments what you'd like to see. If you want to hit like, thanks. If you want to subscribe, thanks. If not, no big deal, I understand. And that's it. So, let me go watch Voltron already. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.